Level 1 Analyst. You're 22. You just signed an offer letter for $110,000 base salary plus a $20,000 signing bonus. Goldman Sachs. New York City. You call your mom from the elevator and she cries. You don't know what you just walked into. Your desk is on the 14th floor of a glass tower in Midtown Manhattan. You get there at 7 a.m. You leave at 2 a.m. Sometimes 3. Sometimes you don't leave at all, you just change your shirt in the bathroom and keep going. The fluorescent lights never turn off. Neither do you. Your job, build financial models in Excel. Hundreds of rows. Thousands of formulas. You mess up one cell and your VP finds it at midnight and calls you. Not texts. Calls. You fix it. You don't complain. You smile and say on it. You make $130,000 your first year including bonus. In New York City, after taxes, and a $2,800/month apartment in Murray Hill that you share with another analyst, you're saving maybe $1,500 a month. Less than the guy managing your building. The conflict hits at week 6. A managing director sends back your pitch deck at 11 p.m. with 47 comments. You have 6 hours before the 6 a.m. client call. Your hands shake. You eat a $14 salad from a place that's already closed. You find the empty container from yesterday in your trash and eat the leftover croutons. The consequence, your college roommate who took a job at a tech startup just posts a photo from Tulum. He works 40 hours a week. You worked 40 hours by Wednesday. What you gained, the Goldman name on your resume. A handshake that opens doors. What you lost, your weekends. Your sleep. The version of yourself that had hobbies. But you tell yourself this is temporary. 2 years. Then the exit opportunities open up. Next level, they get better. But so does the pressure. Level 2 Senior Analyst/Pre-Associate. You're 24. You survived. Most of your analyst class didn't quit. One had a breakdown in the copy room, one just stopped showing up one Monday. But you're still here. Your base jumps to $150,000. Bonus hits $60,000. Total comp, $210,000. You upgrade the apartment, now it's just you, a one-bedroom in Hoboken, New Jersey with a view of the Manhattan skyline. You lease a BMW 3 Series. You buy your first Rolex, a Submariner, $9,500 on your Amex. You pay it off in full. That feeling lasts about 3 days. Your job now, you're the one sending comments back to the new analysts at midnight. You know exactly how cruel it feels. You do it anyway. The machine runs on it. Your daily routine is a little smoother. You know the partner's preferences. You know which MDS like slides heavy on graphics, which ones want raw data, which ones want you to just tell them the answer and not show your work. You read rooms now. That's the skill nobody teaches you, political survival. The tension arrives when a first-year analyst below you makes an error on a live M&A deal, a $4.2 billion acquisition. Wrong synergy figure. The client catches it on the call. The MD looks at you, not the analyst. You, because you were supposed to check it. The consequence, no formal punishment. But your bonus that year gets quietly trimmed. $15,000 less than your peer who sat 2 desks over. No explanation given. You find out at a bar after the bonus letters go out. He won't make eye contact. What you gained, real deal experience. You've now touched $40 billion in transactions. That number lives on your resume forever. What you lost, the ability to trust a process that doesn't always reward the right people. But the associate offer comes. More money. More respect. You sign. Level 3 Associate. You're 26. Either you got promoted from analyst, or you just finished your MBA at Wharton and walked in with $175,000 base and a $50,000 signing bonus. Either way, you're an associate now. Total comp lands around $300,000 your first year. You move to a 2-bedroom in the West Village. You're dating someone who works in tech. They make $200,000. Between you, your apartment is stocked with things your parents never owned. LE Cruzit pans. A Peloton. A wine cooler with a $600 bottle you're saving for something you can't name yet. Your job changes fundamentally. You're not just building models anymore, you're running the process. Managing analysts, talking to clients, drafting the narrative. You're the one who makes the machine look smooth from the outside while chaos runs underneath. You fly business class for the first time on a client trip to Chicago. You order a $34 steak at dinner and the bank pays for it. You feel, for the first time, like maybe this was worth it. The conflict arrives fast. A senior VP on your team, David Chen, is positioning for managing director. He needs a deal closed before year-end to make his case. He pushes a client toward a transaction that isn't in their best interest. He asks you to model it to look better than it is. You adjust 3 assumptions. Nothing illegal technically, but you know what you're doing. The consequence, the deal closes. David gets his promotion. At his celebratory dinner at Nobu in Tribeca, he toasts the team. He doesn't mention your name. What you gained, you know how the game actually works now. Not the textbook version. The real version. What you lost, the clean feeling. The one that said you'd never compromise. The VP title is 3 years away. You decide to keep going. Level 4, Vice President. You're 30. The title finally says Vice President. Your base is $250,000. Bonus can hit $400,000 in a good year. Total comp in your best year, $650,000. You buy a condo in Brooklyn, $1.4 million, 20% down, parents helped with part of it, you'll never say how much. You drive a Porsche Macan. You spend $12,000 on a ski trip to Aspen in January and write it off as client entertainment. Your accountant knows 6 things about your finances that you've never told anyone at work. Your job, client coverage. You're on the phone, in the room, on the jet. You originate deals now, meaning you find the business, pitch it, and run it. The analysts and associates do the work. You manage the relationship. And the relationship is everything. You're in Dallas for a pitch to a private equity firm. They're looking at a $2.8 billion leveraged buyout. You've flown 4 hours, prepped for 2 weeks, brought a team of 3. You walk into a glass conference room. The PE partner is 33. He looks at your deck for 4 minutes, closes it, and says, "We're going with Morgan Stanley." You fly home in silence. $80,000 in pitching costs. Gone. No deal. No revenue. No credit. The tension is internal now. Your peer at the same level just got promoted to senior VP. You didn't. HR says it's timing. You've heard that before. You start taking calls from headhunters. The consequence, you stay. Because leaving now means losing your unvested deferred compensation. $180,000 locked in the system, payable over the next 3 years. They own a piece of you and they know it. What you gained, true client relationships. Some of these people will follow you anywhere. What you lost, the illusion that hard work is the only variable. The director title is close. But first you have to decide what kind of banker you want to be. Level 5, Director/Senior VP. You're 34. You're a director or senior VP depending on the firm. Base, $350,000. Bonus, $500,000 to $700,000. Total comp, up to $1 million. You crossed $1 million in a single year. You tell yourself it doesn't change you. It changes you. You move to Greenwich, Connecticut. The house costs $2.9 million. It has a yard. Your kids, 2 of them now, ages 4 and 6, have a swing set you assembled on a Sunday in October. That Sunday was the last slow day you remember. You're running a coverage group now. Tech companies, healthcare systems, energy firms, they call you. Not your boss. You close a $6.7 billion IPO for a biotech company out of Boston. Your fee, $34 million to the bank. Your personal cut, around $1.2 million in bonus that year. The daily scene, you're at a dinner in San Francisco, a private room at a steakhouse in the financial district. It's you, 2 partners from a venture fund, and the CFO of a company about to go public. The wine is $400 a bottle. There are 4 bottles. Nobody blinks. This is normal now. The conflict, a competitor, JP Morgan, is poaching your top client. They've offered the CFO a sweetheart deal on a credit line to get the IPO mandate. It's a relationship fight and you're losing. The consequence, you fly to their headquarters in Austin. You close the deal with a promise you'll personally oversee every aspect of the offering. You deliver. The stock opens 34% above the offering price. It's on CNBC. Your name is not mentioned. The managing director's name is. What you gained, a reputation that travels faster than your business card. What you lost, your marriage is fraying. Your spouse says you're home but never present. You don't argue because you know they're right. Managing director is 1 step away. One enormous, defining step. Level 6, Managing Director. You're 38. Managing Director. This is what everything was for. Base, $500,000. Bonus, $1 million to $3 million depending on the year. Top MD years hit $5 million total comp. You run deals. You don't support them. You run them. A $12 billion merger between 2 healthcare giants, you orchestrated it. 18 months of work. 3 continents. Your signature is on the fairness opinion. If it falls apart, it's on you. When it closes, you're at the signing dinner at the Four Seasons in Midtown. The CEO shakes your hand and says, "We couldn't have done this without you." You buy a second home in Miami, a waterfront property in Coconut Grove. $4.7 million. Cash. Your accountant has set up a complex structure, LLCs, trusts, deferred comp accounts. The IRS gets its share, a very large share, but your financial advisor has minimized every variable legally available. The tension arrives in the form of a federal subpoena. Not for you, for the firm. A deal you worked on 3 years ago is under scrutiny. The SEC thinks someone leaked material, non-public information before the announcement. They want documents, communications, text messages. Your personal phone is suddenly very important to a lot of people in suits. You hire a criminal defense attorney. $1,200 an hour. You pay it without blinking because the alternative is unthinkable. The consequence, the investigation targets a junior banker on your team. He cooperates with the SEC. The inquiry closes. You're never formally charged, but your name appears in a Wall Street Journal article, one paragraph, buried in section C as someone who could not be reached for comment. What you gained, you survived. Most people in that situation didn't. What you lost, any remaining faith that the institution protects the people inside it. The partner/group head title exists above you. Very few reach it. Level 7, partner/group head. You're 44. You run an entire division. Industrials, healthcare, technology, whatever your vertical is, you own it. Your comp this year, $8 million. Some years it's $12 million. You've stopped tracking it the way normal people track money. Now you track it the way people track weather, roughly, in seasons. Your office is a corner suite, not a cubicle. Not an open floor plan. A corner suite on the 42nd floor with a view of the Hudson River. Your assistant has an assistant. You have a car service. You haven't been inside a subway in 6 years. The big scene, you're at the Economic Club of New York dinner. Round tables, 12 people each, $2,500 a seat. You're at table 3. Next to you, a former U.S. Treasury Secretary and the CEO of a Fortune 50 company who wants to do a deal. You're not pitching, you're listening. People pitch to you now. The conflict, a rival within the firm, a partner you came up with, someone who used to cover for you when you left early for your kids' recital, is positioning to take your group. He's been meeting with the CEO without telling you. The internal politics at this level make Wall Street look like kindergarten. The consequence, you find out through a source in HR. You schedule a meeting with the firm's president. You lay out your revenue numbers, $2.4 billion in fees over 7 years under your leadership. The president listens. Your rival is quietly moved to a different group. He stops speaking to you. You tell yourself you didn't have a choice. What you gained, total dominance of your professional territory. What you lost, the last friendship you had inside the building. One title remains, and almost no one gets there. Level 8, executive committee/firm leadership. You're 50. Your name is on the wall. Not literally, but when people in the building say the committee, they mean the 12 people who decide everything. Comp, strategy, exits, hires, fires. You're one of 12 people who decide if this $900 billion institution turns left or right. Your annual comp, $15 million to $25 million. You have $80 million in personal assets. You have a family office, a private investment vehicle with 3 employees managing your wealth. You haven't flown commercial since George W. Bush was president. Your daily reality, you testify before the Senate Banking Committee about capital requirements. You shake hands with the Secretary of the Treasury at a conference in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. You're quoted in the Financial Times. You are, by every measurable standard, untouchable. But nothing at this level is untouchable. That's the lie they sell you on the way up. The conflict arrives from outside the firm. A whistleblower, a former analyst you barely remember, files a complaint with the SEC alleging that the firm, during your leadership of a specific group, systematically misled investors in a series of structured products. The complaint is 140 pages. It names you by title. The Department of Justice opens a parallel inquiry. The consequence, the firm settles for $2.1 billion. You do not go to prison. Your personal lawyer negotiates a deferred prosecution agreement. You pay a $40 million personal fine. You resign. The press release calls it stepping down to pursue other opportunities. The perp walk doesn't happen, but the Wall Street Journal runs your photo above the fold. Your kids see it. Your parents see it. Your college roommate, the one who went to Tulum, sends you a text that just says, "You good?" What you gained, a legacy that will always carry an asterisk. What you lost, the story you told yourself about who you are. The fall. It's over in a news cycle. 2 weeks after your resignation, the market has a big day, and your story gets bumped. Someone else is the headline. A senator from Ohio is calling for more banking regulation. A cable news anchor mispronounces your name. The $40 million fine stings, but you have $80 million. You're fine. Financially. The other kind of fine that's something different. Your oldest kid, 21 now, studying finance at the University of Pennsylvania, stops putting your name on their resume as a reference. You find out third hand. You don't bring it up at Thanksgiving. The cycle. Somewhere in Midtown Manhattan right now, a 22-year-old is signing an offer letter. $110,000 base, $20,000 signing bonus. They call their mom from the elevator. She cries. The elevator doors close. The cycle starts over. The callback. A diner in Queens. 2 a.m., fluorescent lights, bad coffee. A kid with a Goldman offer letter on the table in front of him, reading it for the 4th time. He's thinking about the money, about what his family will say, about the apartment he's going to get, the car, the watch, the life. He has no idea. He folds the letter, puts it in his jacket pocket, leaves a $4 tip, and walks straight toward everything you already lived. This is America. The game never stops. Only the players change.